Welcome to Wealth Building Wednesdays, where we center Black, women, and BIPOC-owned businesses, highlight opportunities and initiatives for underrepresented entrepreneurs, and center socially innovative enterprises, building generational prosperity, fostering real networking, and recycling Black dollars. It's Wealth Building Wednesdays on KBLA Talk 1580.
Okay. Well, we had a wealth builder scheduled. I guess I won't put them on blast today. But they're nowhere to be found. It is frustrating because we do our best around here to help other Black-owned businesses, much like our own. And if you would like to be featured on Wealth Building Wednesday, you can reach out to me, DiPrimaRadio@gmail.com, or you can DM me on any of our socials. We're at KBLA 1580 on every platform. I'm at DiPrima Radio on every platform. Don't hit me up on Facebook because I don't ever go. There's thousands of those DMs that I never look there. But on Instagram or Twitter or TikTok, I will get your message and we will get you on. We've had a number of Wealth Building Wednesday spotlights focused on people that made themselves available through, reaching out to me on these platforms. Now, I will say this. I have had one person that was a wealth builder, and I patronized their business, and they never came through. So consider this a warning shot. I'm going to have to put them on blast next week if they don't come through. It's been months and months, right? Meanwhile, I guess Miles is stacking all the money, all the wealth, because Miles is on point with his businesses. And the album dropped, a week ago Monday?
Week ago Monday on the first of the month. And it's been an amazing last week and a half. From the D2C sales. Shout out to the KBLA delegation that has been supporting and tapping in. Paul Lee bought some. Yeah. The KBLA people tapped in for sure.
That's amazing. You can tap into at mileslowmusic.com.
Yes, ma'am.
mileslowmusic.com. You've gone totally or pretty much independent. Obviously, we can get the older projects on the regular streaming platforms, but for this one, you really want us to get it directly from you.
Yes, ma'am. That's the whole game plan. Do as much direct consumer. Build that direct pipeline between the artist and the supporters of the artist, without having to have the middleman in between. That's more important to me right now than trying to chase some streaming platforms or some playlist placements or these big blogs and the shade rooms and Say Cheese and academics and all them. Like, this is more on the personal tip, and it's purposeful for me on this type.
Do you consider yourself a fully independent artist?
Sure, yeah.
So does that mean, I'm sure if the shade rooms and...
Yeah, you'll take it.
Right.
That's funny, too. I was just talking with my G's this past weekend about, like, what people think of when they think of an independent artist. Do you think of, when you hear the term independent artist, do you think of that person that's still, like, broke in their mom's basement making music, you know what I mean, on a shady computer in the dark with no friends? Do you think of somebody who has their whole infrastructure laid out properly and has their pipeline?
Do you think of Nipsey Hussle?
Nipsey or La Russell or a Prince?
Right. Yeah, well, I think it depends how involved you are in the industry, but to be fair, when I first interviewed Too Short, he was literally producing in his mom's garage.
Yeah, and I think I
don't know if he had friends, but he was selling out the back of his car.
Right, and that's a part of it too, but I'm just saying that it's not always struggling, painful, down to their last dollar, pockets touching type of independent artist anymore like that.
No, and maybe never really was. My mom went, may she rest in peace, once sent me a postcard. Says says an artist needs to suffer, and it had a painter with a butler and a maid waiting on her. And so I think you're right. We have to redefine what it means. Independent by choice is a thing now, and I think more and more of a thing because of the unfair practices in the music industry where artists can't make money off their own work.
That plus, on the flip side of it too, look at all the people who like music is their secondary career. You know, you're looking at these streamers and stuff like that who have profitable and successful music careers in a sense because of the popularity they built outside of the music. So the music becomes not like I wouldn't say like a sub. It's not.
You
the
mean like
subgenre
as
there.
influencers? What kind of popularity? Popularity doing what?
Yeah, influencers, your like your DDGs and your Kai Cenats and whatnot, and I Show Speed. Like he has a song right now that's the theme song for the World Cup, and that's because he's I Show Speed, of course, but he has a profitable music career. You know what I'm saying? You're looking at these streamers who are making money off of getting on these
right.
games.
If he didn't have however many millions of followers he had, if he was an independent artist bringing his song to the World Cup, they probably wouldn't even listen to it.
Right.
So he built his brand, is what you're saying.
Exactly, and I'm saying it can't. I'm not saying that I'm advocating for that because music may not be your thing. We may get some watered down music from it, but I'm just showing you the fact that I'm just looking at different ways you can monetize and tokenize your entire music catalog and career. So
Yeah, I think it's a good point. I mean, there's something noxious about everything and everybody as a brand. I mean, there's something really anti-art about that.
Sure.
Reminds me of you saying, don't call my ish content. But at the same time, there's a power to creating your own imprint that's outside of corporate America, not a brand like you're going to create a brand so you can sell yourself off to the highest bidder in a corporate, slave auction, but a brand like something that you take with you wherever you go, independent of any corporation or platform.
Yeah, 100%. And I think that it's important to know what your goal is and what you're trying to achieve because that may be somebody's bread and butter. They may be a hit maker and they just make a bunch of hits and they sell off their music. They could be somebody who is looking to build up their catalog and they sell off their catalog. Could be somebody who's looking just for licensing and sync deals and specific placements and commercials and video games and the AI space is coming. Maybe you start feeding the AI beast. Maybe you tokenize your music. Maybe you tokenize the way you create music and make a repo, repository of your skills that you can sell and put money behind. So, since it is Wealth Building Wednesday, I'm just looking at the ways you can make some money right now off of your art. And there's a million ways to do it. You got to find one.
Yeah, or a bunch.
A bunch.
A bunch. Multiple streams of income. I will add to that, not being a musician myself, but I've been told I have a brand, is that you also want to be really mindful of what you're doing. Like this person who came on Wealth Building Wednesday, and then I placed an order with them, and then they didn't fulfill it. Now your reputation is going to be tarnished by that. Or people that sold a bunch of NFTs or whatever in a kind of shady way. And now people look at them as scammers. And you can say all you want to, well, that's the new thing. But you know what's BS and what's real most of the time. We all get scammed. We all get tricked sometimes. Well, one thing that I can say, I'm not, I'm a thousandaire, not a millionaire or a billionaire. But I know that my integrity is intact. And I always say the streets know. Because the streets always know. So if you care about that, you talk about your why, what is your reason for doing what you're doing or what is your goal? My why, part of it for me has to be the integrity of serving my community and my philosophy. It can't just be, oh, I'll make some money over here, money over there. You know how many people have asked me, endorse this, endorse that, get people to buy this weird juice or whatever the thing is. I'm not going to, or take this shot or whatever it is, and I'm not going to do it because for me, my integrity and my so-called brand in the organic, human, activist sense of the word is more important than that little dollar of money or that big dollar money here. I'd rather you trust me than to love me.
Right,
to
I
quote
got you.
Kendrick.
I get you.
Yeah, so that goes back to what is your why.
Yeah, and I feel like too that because we do live in America though, I'm not surprised that everybody is extremely capitalist in this moment right now and capitalistic.
Yeah, but don't be a predator.
Right, don't be a predator. That's what I'm saying.
I mean, you can if you want to, but know that that's your brand. Now you're a predator.
Right, but I'm saying is though that I think that we need to we talked a lot about this this renaissance of the Black arts movement that we are, I think, stepping into. In my opinion, I think
Right.
that that's going to lead to a lot more conscious capitalism.
The
more
revival,
people.
yeah, and it's already happening. I mean, there's so much that's happening out of the earshot
Right.
of what is considered mainstream or so-called successful. But it's like Miss Shabazz, the eldest daughter, Ambassador Shabazz, the eldest daughter of Malcolm X, who's my pretend auntie, says, and I agree with her, we make our own definitions of success. If you accept society's definition of success, then that means you're trapped on the predatory capitalist hamster wheel. But we make our own definitions of success. My definition is autonomy, the ability to tell the truth, and have fun.
Prince Akeem was just asking too, like, what do you define as success? And just like that, you answered it. So
Yeah, we make our own definition of success. If you're Donald Trump, it's, don't let your diaper spill down your leg and grab as much money from everyone and everywhere as you can, regardless of ethics rules. He already knows he ain't going to heaven if you believe in heaven and hell. He already knows he ain't going to be enlightened or be at one with God, however you look at it. So he's just like grab and go. He's grab and go capitalism. I'm saying you get to choose what kind of brand and what is your own definition of success.
And I think that too, as soon as we start doing that, you'll see how quickly it's going to catch on amongst the people in your community, the people you're around, the people you look up to, the people who you influence. People don't forget how much of an influence you have just by being in the field of doing what you do. So yeah, it's a change that's going to come. It's not going to stop, and you can't stop it. But I understand why everybody is so capitalistic. All I say is don't get caught up in the sweep and build your own.
I mean, we all want to have nice things, and everyone should. I think, to me, there's plenty in the world. If certain people, Elon Musk, would stop hoarding, there would be plenty for everybody. Everybody should have a nice house. Everyone should have enough to eat, a means of transportation, and food. And now, if you want to do extra, and you can accumulate. Just don't hoard. There's enough for everyone. So everyone. So that, to me, wanting to have nice things doesn't mean you're a predator. It's just when you're willing to sell your soul again and again and again. When you're willing to not only make a deal with the devil, you're willing to be the devil. That's where the problems come in. And that's, don't be a Trump. Define your own success. That's my advice. You can call me a loser because I don't have millions, but I know I'm not afraid to meet my maker. I'll be there with a smile. Say, yeah, I know I messed up a few times. I'm not saying I'm perfect, but I know I did my best, and I have not preyed upon anyone. If anything, I've tried to elevate folks.
And on top of that too, while you're building and while you're accumulating your wealth and riches and catalogs and IP and all that, understand that there are people that are going to be coming up behind you. So build with the intent to integrate other people, with opportunities for other people in mind, with the future in mind, and not just so self-centered on yourself.
Well, if you want to get a little spotlight on your brand, hopefully you're not a predator. I hope that you will be exposed eventually if you are, but reach out. DiPrimaRadio@gmail.com. That's our Wealth Building Wednesday convo. MilesLowMusic.com. We're supporting the homegrown
We are.
talent right here. KBLA Talk 1580.
She's reclaiming her time on KBLA Talk 1580. More First Things First with Dominique DiPrima when we come forward.
Going to a World Cup match in LA this summer? Ditch the parking stress and ride Metro. With direct service from across LA County, it's the easy way to get there for just $1.75 each way.
Hey, Mom, now that I have an after-school job, I think I want to buy a drum kit.
Okay, Rockstar. Let's look at your account.
When kids start making money, Chase has easy-to-use tools and expert bankers to help them learn how to manage it.
And next month, I'll buy the bass drum and the cymbals. Oh, and maybe some noise-canceling headphones for you.
Aw, you've thought of everything.
Help kids save, budget, and build financial independence, all with Chase. That's good for kids and good for parents. Visit your local Chase branch and get started.
Account subject to approval. JP Morgan Chase Bank and a member FDIC.
Indeed presents hires you can't afford to get wrong, like nuclear reactor safety expert.
I disabled the backup cooling system. It was making such an annoying noise. You heard it, right? It was like,
We're on the countdown to core failure.
And you're saying we don't want that?
This is the job for sponsored jobs.
This is what happens when you don't sponsor your job on Indeed. Next time, get matched with quality candidates with Indeed sponsored jobs. Visit Indeed.com/hire now and sponsor your job today.
Let's celebrate.
Y'all did it!
Loving each other, needing each other.
Hey, Los Angeles. KBLA Talk 1580 is turning 5, and we're celebrating in a big way.
Oh my God!
Join us Friday, June 19th, Juneteenth, 4 to 7 p.m. at the Beehive for our 5th anniversary bash and Juneteenth celebration. We're talking surprise celebrity guests, a special presentation, and a major announcement you will not want to miss.
I can't wait to hear it.
Plus, live music, dancing, games, and enough food and drink to keep the party going.
Yeah, that's what I'm talking about.
Of course, you're welcome to bring your own picnic basket, blanket, and lawn chair. And the best part, it's completely free. But here's the thing. You've got to sign up in advance. Space is limited, so don't wait. Head to KBLA1580.com right now and lock in your spot. Friday, June 19th, The Beehive, KBLA Talk 1580. 5 years strong, and we're just getting started.
Happy anniversary, KBLA!
Yeah, man!
The conversation continues right now with Dominique DiPrima on First Things First.
It does continue, and Kwamel is in the chat asking me about do I have any affiliation with Black Arts West. It's because my father, the late Amiri Baraka, a.k.a. Leroy Jones, a poet, playwright, activist, founder of the Black Arts movement in New York, happened in the 60s and 70s, where artists dedicated their work to liberation, and that tradition continues with many artists informally. And he's asking about Black Arts West. So there's a lot of things that call themselves Black Arts West. Kwamel, I'm not sure which one you're talking about. There's a theater in Seattle that was known as Black Arts West. They did a lot of African American, liberatory art. And there's Black Arts West. There's a new book out called Black Arts West that kind of follows Los Angeles culture of liberation from after World War II all the way through the 92 civil unrest. I do not have any specific affiliation with either of those things, but I have been saying, and as Miles points out, that I think it's time for a revival, a renewal, a rededication to a Black arts movement, because things are so dire in this country and around the world, but particularly in this country, that I feel like we as artists have I don't want to say obligation, because that sounds like something you don't want to do. We have an opportunity to help our communities, ourselves, each other, to thrive, to not be depressed, discouraged, to talk each other off the ledge. I mean, look at what's happening with the World Cup right now. The black teams and the Iranian team are getting searched and harassed and getting their visas revoked and getting racially profiled. The white teams are getting celebrated and welcomed, and it's gross. It's disgusting. We are supposed to be the host nation. When you host people, when you invite them to a party at your house, you don't strip search them, disrespect and humiliate them. That's not what you do. You welcome them. They're your guests. And as one influencer said on Instagram, I unfortunately can't remember their name, how can you have the World Cup without the world? It's not the US Cup, it's not the Mar-a-Lago Cup, it's the World Cup. And it's really shameful what we're doing. And that's what I'm talking about. That's why we, the artists, we, the community, we, the community organizers, need to step up with a new dedication of our art, our efforts, our love to liberation, to positivity, to humanity, humanitarianism, brotherhood, sisterhood, fellowship, decency. I mean, I know it sounds really basic, but this is where we are. We have a strange, demented person who's threatening everybody. I mean, our president threatens people right and left. Today it's Iran is going to pay for taking too long to accept his deal. That is not how diplomacy works. You take as long as you need to take. You negotiate back and forth. You do it silently. You don't keep promising a deal that doesn't appear and then threatening. It's terrible. And I say the world because, you know, you look at what's happening in Ireland right now. In Belfast, there was a crime, a Sudanese person, arrested for a crime. But once again, it's giving Black Wall Street. So one man who did a crime, he attacked someone allegedly with a knife, has set off race riots and anti-immigrant riots all across Ireland. That's where we are now. This neo-fascism, this anti-immigrant sentiment, which is really another form of white supremacy, even though some black folks are getting themselves caught up in it and justifying it as some kind of pro-blackness, when it's just you promoting the white supremacist agenda, eventually at your own peril. Maybe not right away. Right away it may look like you're getting an advantage, but eventually it's your own peril. It's not just in the United States. Argentina and throughout parts of Europe. We're seeing it in Ireland right now. We, the artists, we, the community organizers, are the ultimate influencers beyond the algorithm, beyond the social media platforms, beyond the AI. It's always the content, right? That's why I say if you're boring on TikTok, you'll be boring on Facebook. If you're boring on Facebook, you'll be boring on YouTube. And if you're a Nazi on Facebook, you'll be a Nazi on TikTok, right? So this is why I keep calling for this renewal. And I know we're in LA and people act like LA is in decline. And we know it's been hard times for artists and all of the Hollywood industry because the studios are consolidating and they're punishing us for our union organizing, and they're creating models that allow them to outsource and go elsewhere to work around the unions and such. But yet and still, this is the epicenter of arts and culture. And people who say they live in Philly and say they live in New York and say they're from England, most of them live here. They have a house here. At least they spend a lot of time here. So that's why I'm having this conversation with you right now, because it is us. This is the place. This is the place that knows that Spencer Pratt ain't it. This is the place that creates the trends. And we need to step up right now. Literally, black arts to save the world. News, traffic, and sports, and phone lines are wide open, 800-920-1580. Let's talk about it.
Where the overlooked become unmissable. This is KBLA Talk 1580.
I'm Bree Wood with BIN News Now. Senator Mark Warner is criticizing President Trump's choice for acting director of national intelligence.
Most all of my Republican colleagues have agreed, called him out. No, I'm not sure there's anyone that said this guy is qualified.
Appearing on Fox News Sunday, the Virginia Democrat called Bill Pulte grossly unqualified. A New York jury has convicted a man of manslaughter as a hate crime in the killing of black dancer O'Shea Sibley. Dmitry Popov was also found guilty on other charges, though acquitted of murder as a hate crime. Sentencing is set for June 30th, bringing some closure to Sibley's family and the LGBTQ+ community. And Jay-Z is headed back to the stage with a series of major shows. He's set to perform a 30th anniversary concert at SoFi Stadium in Los Angeles on October 23rd, along with a Paris show on September 10th and a 3-night run at Yankee Stadium in July. Get BIN News Now on demand 24/7 on the iHeartRadio app.
Escape the city at the all-new Hard Rock Casino Tejon, just an easy drive from downtown LA. Play your favorites across over 2,000 slot machines, plus baccarat, blackjack, roulette, and craps. Enjoy live entertainment and exceptional dining. Must be 21 or older. Concerned about your gambling? Call 1-800-GAMBLER.
This is the KBLA Sports Minute with Ray Richardson.
Serena Williams and her doubles partner Victoria Mboko are back in action Thursday in the quarterfinals of the HSBC Championships in London. Serena kicked off her comeback with an opening round victory on Tuesday in the doubles competition. At age 44, Serena appears to be serious about playing again. The Compton native has already agreed to play in the Berlin Tennis Open next week in Germany. The HSBC Championships is Serena's first competition since she retired in 2022. LeBron is on the cover of this month's Time magazine. The publication named LeBron their Athlete of the Century. LeBron is featured in Time's special issue, The 100 Most Influential People in Sports. Dodger star Shohei Ohtani made the list. Game 4 of the NBA Finals is tonight. The New York Knicks are up 2-1 over San Antonio in the best of 7. 5 p.m. tip-off on ABC. No debates, no speculation, just the info you need. That's your KBLA Sports Minute. I'm Ray Richardson. More news, opinions, and conversation when we come forward on KBLA Talk 1580.
This is KBLA Talk 1580. Talk radio. That's music to your ears. We're unapologetically progressive. KBLA Talk 1580.
5 years. Thousands of hours of talk radio that doesn't flinch. One station that calls it like it is. Every single day. KBLA Talk 1580, where progressive isn't a buzzword, it's a promise. We're celebrating 5 years of fighting for the right side of history, and we're not done. Catch us at 1580 AM or stream us live on the KBLA 1580 app or website, because the conversation doesn't stop.
Happy anniversary!
You have something to say, and we want to hear it. KBLA Talk 1580 is engagement radio, not outrage radio. A place where your hopes, your frustrations, and your ideas are welcome. 24 hours a day, 7 days a week. Real talk, real people, real Los Angeles. KBLA Talk 1580, the station that sounds like the city looks. Tune in on your AM radio dial at 1580. Download our free KBLA 1580 app or listen live on our website at KBLA1580.com.
Unapologetically progressive.
All I need is one mic.
With a KBLA Talk 1580 editorial, I'm Tavish Smiley. It's high time that we say the quiet part out loud about what we consider a disgrace, an absolute disgrace to the people of South Los Angeles. Destination Crenshaw, or as I call it, Procrastination Crenshaw, was supposed to be a 1.3-mile celebration of Black Los Angeles. Pocket parks, commissioned art, a cultural corridor along Crenshaw Boulevard, stretching from our studios in Leimert Park down to Nipsey Hussle Square. It was set to complete in 2022. That's right, 2022. We are now in 2026, and the Crenshaw community is still waiting. A grand opening was announced for February 2024. That date passed with not a single artwork installed. Then we were promised that construction would be completed by the end of 2024. That date came and went. Our understanding is that as of last fall, the 8th Council District Office was still scrambling to raise additional monies just to restart the project, which has been paused again and again. But here's what makes my blood boil. City officials had the nerve to tell this community the delays are, quote, a necessary inconvenience, close quote. A necessary inconvenience? First of all, who you talking to? Second, go tell that to the black business owners who have been coping with construction chaos, breathing dust, enduring years of road closures, and the scarcity of available parking, confronting unsanitary conditions, losing customers and revenue, all while the project they were promised still sits unfinished. They wouldn't let a project sit this long in any other part of this city. And for what it's worth, our elected official just happens to be the president of the LA City Council. Meanwhile, the city is laser focused on sprucing things up for the World Cup and the Olympics. Please, if this corridor were in Brentwood or Beverly Hills, it would have been completed on time, on budget, and on the cover of every magazine in town. The Crenshaw community deserves better. They deserve the truth, and they deserve what was promised to them. Now, right now. Not when it's convenient, not when the cameras are rolling for the Olympics. Now, this isn't incompetence, this is a pattern. And at some point, neglect becomes a decision. With a KBLA Talk 1580 editorial, I'm Tavis Smiley. As always, we welcome your feedback.
We knew you'd stick around. This is LA's home for progressive talk radio. Welcome back to KBLA Talk 1580.
Yeah. So this ref, who was named Referee of the Year by FIFA last year for 2025, he was supposed to be the first Somali to ref the World Cup. Man, we treated him terrible. I didn't realize how bad it was. We treated him terribly. So he had been given a visa like a week ago. He had been chosen by FIFA to referee, but then when he gets to Miami International, they grill him. They grill him for hours about his country, asking him about the politics of Somalia. They ask him about El Shabaab, which is, an extremist a Muslim group there. He's showing them his FIFA documentation, his ID and all that. They questioned him for hours. And then after they were done questioning him, they put him in a holding cell, literally put the guy in jail without saying why. Now they're saying he had suspected terror ties, but they never told him why. After putting him in an airport holding cell overnight, then they put him on a plane back to Istanbul. Now he arrives in Somalia and he gets a hero's welcome. Top government officials are waiting for him at the VIP lounge at the airport. There's soccer fans and FIFA officials. It's a hero's welcome for him. But to me, it just shows us how miserably we're handling this World Cup. I hate it so much. Can we just get a different administration, please? We have to wait another, 3.5 years of this terribleness? FIFA's saying he still might get to, I doubt it, if he supposedly has terror ties. Meanwhile, Canada's like, come on in, you can referee games over here. And let me tell you, Canada has plenty tough vetting system. You can't tell me that this guy has been background checked by FIFA, has been refereeing games all over Africa, got a visa, which also, requires they check your documents, and they somehow missed terror ties, that the bozos, the ICE bozos at the Miami airport were able to detect by interrogating him for hours. My apologies, Mr. Artan. Mr. Omar Artan, on behalf of my country. I would like to. The black delegation would like to apologize for our racist, white, and multicultural ICE agents. Let's go to Big Phil, calling us from L.A. Good morning, Big Phil.
Good morning. Good morning. I keep telling you guys the devils don't sleep. He's busy. It's sad what happened to that guy. And you can't buy elected Pratt. You can't buy elected Tom. You can't take some of that money, that $240 million that you spent. Why don't you help buy a dude in the restaurant, okay? And Tom LaRussa, he did the same thing with Sweet Alice. Went down in the neighborhood. Oh, I love you. Don't love
Tom
no Sweet Alice.
Who's Tom LaRussa?
I mean, I'm sorry, the Russo, the last guy went to election gets a
Caruso? Oh, you're talking about Rick Caruso. But see, I don't think you can. I don't think
money.
you can put Tom Steyer and Rick Caruso in the same category. It's true they're both billionaires. It's true they both tried to buy elections and spent a lot of money. Rick Caruso spent $200 million plus. But here's the difference. Yeah. Tom Steyer has been an activist. He's put initiatives on the ballot. For climate, for the climate emergency. He's been investing in black communities and other progressive causes for years before he ran for governor. He didn't suddenly have a concern for the community when he became a candidate. So I think that's a pretty substantial difference. Plus, also, Big Phil, I like it when they spend all that money. Win or lose, at least they're putting the money back into the economy and out of their little personal bank account.
Well, what I'm saying, he should. He should. Like I said, okay, he did all that, but he should. But okay, that's all I'm saying. Prison reform it was amazing. Okay, I'm not putting him down. I understand what you're saying, Dominique, but he should. Okay?
I'm just saying there's a difference between a guy who suddenly becomes civic-minded because he's running for office and a guy who's rich who's been doing it. Right? That's all I'm saying. But you're right. He's out. It's going to be the immigrant versus the immigrant. It's going to be the Republican immigrant. Actually, I think Becerra's parents are immigrants. I don't think he is one. But certainly, Steve Hilton has been in this country for 25 minutes. And he is backed by all the Republican big bucks. And he is so funny. He was on CNN yesterday saying he's not an ideologue. He just wants to make California better for everyone. If you're not an ideologue, why do you have the exact same platform and talking points as MAGA?
Right. Well, neither one of them's going to win. Period.
Somebody has to win. I mean, between Steyer and Becerra, somebody has to win.
Becerra and Karen Bass going to win, okay?
I see what you're saying. Right. I get you.
Neither one of them's going to win. They don't like Republicans here, period. I got to go.
All right. Thanks for calling, Big Phil. It is true. Steve Hilton clinched it on yesterday. He will be the nominee for the Republican Party for governor, and he will go against Javier Becerra, who is a Democrat. And I was laughing because yesterday the LA Times had this big headline that says, Steve Hilton defies Trump and says he has seen no signs of cheating in the election. Duh. Because if he admits there was cheating, then he didn't win. Of course he's going to say there was no cheating. He won. The only time Republicans say there was cheating is when they lose. It can be the very same ballots. It could be mail-in. It could be day of the primary. It could be early voting, late vote. They don't care. It could be one vote, one county drop box. It could be dozens. As long as they win, they think it's fair. As long as they don't win, it's unfair. And here's the tricky part. They're crying like there was voter fraud, but Steve Hilton came in second in the governor's race. Spencer Pratt lost in L.A., which is a very, 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 very blue part of a blue state. Yeah, I always say California's bipolar. You've got Kern County. You have the whole center. You've got a big landmass with fewer people that is red, red, red. What's blue, what's Democratic is the coastal cities. San Francisco, L.A., San Jose, where all the black people are, where the Latino people are, where the others are, where the Asian people are, in mass. That's what votes blue, blue, dark blue, indigo blue. Okay? If LA would have actually elected Spencer Pratt, that would have been weird. It could have happened. Weird stuff does happen, but it would have been strange. What's not strange is for him to not win in a super blue, sea of blue, double blue, extra blue. Yeah, I'm not talking Bloods and Crips. I'm talking Democrats and Republicans. It's a blue city. It's not weird. There's nothing suspicious about it. But now they're in a double bind because they want to cry that everything is rigged. But how do you do that when your guy comes in second for governor? So you're going to say LA was rigged and not California. Yeah, well, they'll find a way. They'll gerrymander the lie. That's what they're doing, gerrymandering the lie to fit their stupid narrative. Now X has got this whole lie, prevarication, which is being pushed by Elon Musk. He tweeted it, that there was a bag of votes that had 0 votes for Spencer Pratt. It's fiction. It never happened. It would be suspicious if it happened, but it did not happen. It is made up. And these people got to twist themselves into a twisty twist of a pretzel inside a maze to make you think they should have won because they lost and they're sore loser. It's sore loser politics. That's what it is. If we won, it was fair. If we lost, you cheated. It's like 6-year-olds playing Monopoly. 800-920-1580, 800-920-1580 if you'd like to weigh in. Speaking of the World Cup, good news for that. The SoFi Stadium workers in Local 11 and the Legends Global, the food service operator, have made a tentative deal with SoFi Stadium. That's 2,000 workers who are in the union who are ready to go on strike right ahead of the World Cup, which would have been brilliant, but also not great for the World Cup. Dishwashers, concession workers, bartenders, servers. They voted to authorize the strike by 96% last week, so it was going down. But apparently, they used their leverage at the perfect moment, and they have been able to come up with a deal. They're not saying what the details of the deal are, but a deal has been reached. So it looks like SoFi is good to go for the World Cup. Now, if only we could get ICE to stand down and get our president to show some love to people from all over the world that are coming here to spend their money, which our economy badly needs. Some ratchet capitalism is what we're in now. Not just predatory, Miles, it's ratchet capitalism. 800-920-1580, that's the number if you want to weigh in. I'm Dominique DiPrima for KBLA Talk 1580.
More of First Things First with Dominique DiPrima when we come forward.
For communities impacted by the war on drugs, cannabis legalization was supposed to create opportunity, but too often people entered the industry without the information they needed to succeed. That's why the Los Angeles County Office of Cannabis Management, in partnership with Life Development University, is presenting the Cannabis Worker Voices Panel on June 13th at 3 p.m. at Life Development University, located at 4241 Crenshaw Boulevard. Hear directly from cannabis workers about their career journeys, day-to-day experiences, challenges, and opportunities. Learn about workforce pathways, transferable skills, and what working in the legal cannabis industry really looks like. Free public education designed to help you make informed decisions before investing your time, money, or energy. Register today at lacountycannabised.org or call 323-747-6728.
Do you have 3 ex-wives and your current trophy wife wants a life insurance policy 3 times the size of the policies you had to purchase for your previous mistakes? If so, you need to call Big Lou, a term provider, 800-345-2789. Big Lou is intimately familiar with your problems, and if you're 50 or 60 years old and in reasonably good health, a $1 million policy should only cost about $100 to $200 per month. Big Lou may have a solution for your previous policies as well. You may even save enough money to lighten the load on your new $1 million policy. Remember, call Big Lou. He's like you, except he's only on number 2. Call Term Provider at 800-345-2789. That's 800-345-2789 for $1 million in term life insurance that you can live with. Call Big Lou at 800-345-2789.
Did you know that $60 billion are lost every year to Medicare fraud?
If someone has been a victim of healthcare fraud, the more we talk about that this occurs, older adults will feel more comfortable about sharing their experience.
It's not about someone not being smart enough or not paying enough attention. Falling victim to fraud can happen to anyone.
If I've been scammed, if I've experienced it, and I'm angry about it, and I want to do something about it, then I have an opportunity to volunteer and share with other people, here's what happened to me, but it doesn't have to happen to you.
Medicare fraud hurts people, it hurts Medicare, and we need your help to make a difference.
It's powerful to be able to address an issue like Medicare fraud, and being a volunteer for SMP gives you that power to do it.
If you have passion and dedication and want to be of service, we'd love to have you join our team.
For more information or to volunteer, visit californiasmp.org.
Hear that? That's the sound of your life. Perfectly imperfect. Beating in rhythm to the world you've created. But every time you drive after drinking, the music gets drowned out. Your life sounds pretty great. Don't let a buzz ruin it. Buzz driving is drunk driving. Don't drive buzzed. A message from NHTSA and the Ad Council.
Philo's got that rhythm you've been looking for. A steady tempo of the biggest shows, an endless flow of hit movies, and the TV moments that match your vibe. From your favorite throwbacks to the hottest movies, the best of Black entertainment all comes together here. With all the top channels like MTV, VH1, TLC, BET, OWN, TV One, WeTV, and so much more, their lineup hits just right. Plus, over 80,000 movies and shows are available to stream anytime, anywhere. And with the unlimited DVR, you can record your favorites, rewatch them for a whole year, and skip the ads. Because the good stuff is always worth a replay. Best of all, plans start at just $25 a month. So turn up the volume on your streaming experience and come find your rhythm right here on Philo. Sign up at philo.tv today to start your 7-day free trial. That's PHILO.TV. Philo.tv.
Heard any other talk radio lately that sounds anything like this? We didn't think so. You're listening to Unapologetically Progressive, KBLA Talk 1580.
And Free Carmelo. We can still do it. FreeCarmelo.net. It's Carmelo with a K. Give, Send, Go. Help Carmelo if you want to donate. 19-year-old convicted for defending himself against bullies at the age of 17, given 35 years yesterday, and we are not giving up. And, you know, someone asked the question earlier in the chat on YouTube, did the attorney try to get a change of venue? And I don't know the answer to that, but it's certainly, there's another story here that shows that that does make all the difference, or it can make a huge difference. And hopefully that's one of the things that they do try to do on appeal. On Monday, this man named Dmitry Popov was convicted of killing a black man. But this took place in Brooklyn. This was at a gas station in 2023. You may remember this. He's a guy, he's a dancer. He was really popular online and in person. His name is O'Shea Sibley, and apparently him and his friends were dancing and fooling around at a gas station when this guy Popov started yelling racist and anti-gay slurs at him and his friends because they were playing Beyonce loud and dancing while they got gas. And in this case, Dmitry Popov claimed self-defense, but he was convicted of a hate crime. He was acquitted of some of the charges. They they didn't convict him of second-degree murder. They convicted him of manslaughter. But they convicted him of manslaughter as a hate crime. So he'll get sentenced to 8 to 25 years. We're going to see, again, the proportionality of that, because the life that was taken is a black life, a gay life, and an artist. But this is someone who prompted, vigils all over the city, including at the gas station in Coney Island, where this young man's life was stolen. Apparently his mother cried because the jury acquitted him, declared him not guilty of first-degree murder. So again, you got to wonder, how does Carmelo Anthony get first-degree murder when he was also 17 and was not yelling racial slurs or anything of the kind, was in fact sitting down while these two huge guys towered over him, threaten and menace him, and then grab him and shove him. And he gets first-degree murder. This guy, Popoff, yeah, he gets convicted, and he gets convicted of a hate crime, which is important because it means that it will be recognized for the racism that it is, and that he will end up doing more time. Nevertheless, he gets manslaughter. He provoked, attacked, yelled slurs, and he gets manslaughter. But this child who was being menaced by a couple of 200-pound dudes, and all their friends are in the background, two big white dudes, and you're a skinny black kid. I know they try to make him look big in the pictures, but he was only 150 pounds. That ain't big. These guys are over 200 pounds. They grab him first. He defends himself, has a pocket knife like many young people do, like many women do. It's not a hunting knife. It's not a semi-automatic weapon. It's a pocket knife. Stabs him once, runs away. As soon as he sees the cop, he tells the cop what happened, admits what he did, asks if the other kid is okay. Clearly not premeditated or attempted murder. He was afraid. He ran away. He tells the cops the whole story. He's not hiding from them. Captain of the football team, multi-sports athlete, 3.8 GPA, once saved a child's life, no priors, no prior involvement with law enforcement. Beloved by coaches, friends, and teachers. But the judge shuts that down. No talking about it. The family can't talk. His community can't stand up for him. And then in a self-defense state, in a right-to-carry state, in Wild West, Texas, this child is convicted of first-degree murder and sentenced to 35 years. America, you wonder why we don't believe your justice system is just? You just gave us the same instruction we've received over and over and over again since our enslavement. Cyrus Belton Carmack, chased by 3 adults, were clearly in no danger because he peacefully left their store, and they chased him for the length of a football field and murdered him, and they get no consequences, no accountability, acquitted on all charges, free to go kill more black people. And then a little kid, a black kid, a young teenager, defends himself against bullies, and that is first-degree murder. Meanwhile, you've overturned the conviction of the folks who killed Elijah McClain. You've told us everything we need to know about this justice system in 3 cases in the last week. And you wonder why we have no faith in this system? All right. I'm really looking forward to the next conversation. And you should be too. Dr. Allycin Powell Hicks is here. She's a psychologist. Her book, The Problem with Pretty, is much more than skin deep. That's straight ahead after news, traffic, and sports on KBLA Talk 1580.
KBLA 1580 Santa Monica.
I'm Bree Wood with BIN News Now. Senator Mark Warner is criticizing President Trump's choice for acting director of national intelligence.
Most all of my Republican colleagues have agreed, called him out. I'm not sure there's anyone that said this guy is qualified.
Appearing on Fox News Sunday, the Virginia Democrat called Bill Pulte grossly unqualified. A New York jury has convicted a man of manslaughter as a hate crime in the killing of black dancer O'Shea Sibley. Dmitry Popov was also found guilty on other charges, though acquitted of murder as a hate crime. Sentencing is set for June 30th, bringing some closure to Sibley's family and the LGBTQ+ community.